how fast are you returning leads?
The faster you respond to that opportunity, the higher the probability you have to secure the revenue.
I think that's the beauty of the right salesperson for where you're at.
Find a company that does X.
You really have a great way to generate leads for your salespeople.
Are you doing the day-to-day blocking and tackling that is required for you to be successful in the business?
Hey, welcome back to Sales Made Easy. This is Tom. Lucky today I've got Craig Crock here from Southwest Solutions, and your company just looks like it's growing and growing and growing. And your sales force is too, and you guys have a unique system, don't you? I mean, you really have a great way to generate leads for your salespeople, but you guys really do something special where these leads you give your salespeople, really they're either hotter or there's a way you make your salespeople a different way to go after them. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So years ago, I read, I think it was an MIT study about the speed of response to a lead. And the faster you respond to that opportunity, the higher the probability you have to secure the revenue. So with that information, we kind of changed everything up. We created we call it the SDR department. That stands for Sales Development Reps. So we have our traditional outside sales rep consultants, and we sell business to business capital equipment. So it's a long-term budget cycle. We specialize in space efficient storage systems and a lot of automation to reduce people power in a business. And then the point of that SDR department is to respond to that opportunity, and their goal is to qualify the prospect. And then their goal is to set a physical or virtual meeting for the sales force pretty quickly to have that more detailed discussion to see if we're a fit for that client. And when we started doing that, it increased our opportunity close ratio drastically. So the key being is that the faster you can respond, the higher potential to get revenue.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, and it's top of mind, right? If I'm on the website,
right,
some equipment, it's on my mind at the moment.
It's on your brain. If I can get to you while it's still on your brain, because we're all busy and we're going to move to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. If I can get to you quick, we live in a world where I live on lists and check boxes and draw a line through my list, right? So I want to get it off my list so I can go to my next thing. And it may not be the entire goal. It might just be one of my milestones to my goal that I need to get done today. So one of my milestones is to find a company that does X, and boom, I know I've got somebody calling me back. I know that I can then decide if I want to proceed and continue as a buyer.
Right. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you really are more an enterprise sale, because when you sell something, by the way, you can go to southwestsolutions.com and see what they sell, and it is space efficiency, and these are big projects, so it's not a transactional sale.
Right.
It's a long sale, but I could be wrong, but you're treating that lead as a transactional lead. Right?
We are. We want to get to that lead as quickly as possible. We've noticed the faster we get to the opportunity, again, the higher probability, and it creates the roadblock where they continue to search.
Tell me a little bit about your sales force. You've been growing quite a bit. I mean, I've watched you over the years and just keep expanding them. You got great salespeople, obviously, humping on these leads. Once they get a lead, they go for it. And and the world's changed, right? So is there something you're doing different? Is it to motivate or get salespeople to move? Have you seen changes?
We have what I call the opportunities that are inbound, but then the representatives are also creating their own opportunities as well. So asking for referrals, I think it's a lost art. I think picking up the phone is a lost art. everybody wants to hide behind their emails
Yeah.
and send emails. I think we need to pick up the phone. We need to go back old school a little bit. And, it's almost like I was reading a book one time and it said the phone is like the old in person meeting where you can actually ascertain what they're trying to accomplish and understand, get a better feel for their pain. You have to follow up on the clients. Remember, it takes 7 to 10 times to secure business, right? And so you need to follow up. And so we built all of these leading indicators to try to monitor those leading indicators and see how the team's doing. If I've got a rep that's struggling in bringing in profitable revenue, the first thing I'm going to do is go back and say, well, let's go look at our leading indicators.
And that is, something I've harped on for years. Of you're mentioning the words leading indicators, lagging indicators, right? Lean manufacturing. If we're only measuring it if you've made the sale or not, we're measuring history. There's nothing
Right.
about history. So
that's right. That's a lagging. The sale is a lagging indicator. Right. And like you said, there's nothing you can do about it. But if you go back to the leading indicators, and I always like to say sales is math. There's a funnel, I call it the pre-sale funnel, and then there's what I call the in-process funnel. On a prospecting side, that funnel in the beginning is how many people do I need to put in at the top of that funnel to get them out so that I can move them over into the in process funnel. So I've got that pre-funnel and then I've got that in process funnel.
And I think it's so helpful for salespeople, right off the bat, because they now see the process and they understand how to make a sale, as opposed to feeling bad because they didn't make a sale, or
right.
Oh my goodness, I got nothing in a funnel. But
right.
if you follow that system of leading indicators, and as a company, if you guys figure that out, and like you did, pay people on that, then it helps them just feeling good. Nobody wants to come and work for you and fail, right? Everybody likes to come and be successful, but
everybody wants success. And it doesn't remain static, Tom. It's a dynamic, moving machine. It has its own life. So committee members pop off, come on. They're not educated. Somebody leaves, and now it's a new person. They don't even know what we're talking about. And I've had situations where we've called somebody and said, hey, did this make the budget? And I've literally had somebody say, oh, that's what that line item in my budget is. They didn't even know because they were brand new. We have to do our best to stay on top of these things and to continue to hold your finger on the pulse of this living and breathing project. How about that?
Yeah, like you said, it keeps growing and are shrinking and are taking a left-hand turn.
Right.
I think that's the beauty of the right salesperson for where you're at, because if you hired someone who's more transactional and not thinking about this is a structure I have to follow, you're in trouble. They're in trouble, and you're in trouble, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. And the PI, I know you're a big PI culture index. I don't care what you use. Make sure you hire the right clay, because if I have the right clay, I can mold that clay into a champion. If I start with clay that's not rock solid and not great clay, it becomes more of an uphill battle.
Yeah. Check out the website, southwestsolutions.com, and think about what we learned. Number one, I think was a key thing is how fast are you returning the leads? Are you letting them lie? If you are, they're dying. And so your company's spending good money for leads. You are. The minute they come in, hit them. And then a couple other things I think spot on is, hey, the phone is a new way to prospect. People don't pick up the phone anymore. And snail mail and asking for referrals are a lost art. So how are you prospecting? Are you doing that? Because it's obviously making your company grow. And then last thing, for an owner or a sales manager, think about how they're paying their people. Are you paying them just on the lagging indicator, the sale? Or are you measuring out the leading indicators, KPIs, and having that whole way so you're figuring out paying people on the activities that create the success, not just the success. So Craig, once again, I want to thank you so much. It's great to hook up with you again. I know it's been a while. Anything I can help you with, give me a call, and I'll be sending you a link to this.
All right. Thanks. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too, Craig.
Bye bye.